I don't think that individuals are really in kind of accepting that I am someone who is. I'm not only proud to be a mom. I am not someone who take the responsibility lightly, and my actions show this. Like, I taught myself how to guide my children. This wasn't a. It was a bug. This wasn't a skill set that I had prior to having children, unfortunately. But as I developed in motherhood, I learned to accept that how I was showing up was unacceptable, and that was hard, y'all. It's really looking at your actions and holding yourself accountable for the shitty way that you are showing up, instead of fucking trying to over glorify doing my best. Y'all fucking let that shit hinder y'all so crazy. It's insane. But let me tell y'all what with me accepting that I was a shitty mom has brought me and my children. First off, I am no longer a controlling and domineering guardian. I don't expect my children to allow me to control them and things like this. No, my children were learning that there are consequences to our actions, period. We have undesirable consequences and we have desirable consequences. As were they learning emotional regulation at a very young age and being children, and they were learning discipline through being, not discipline through me forcing them to be disciplined. And it's unfortunate because, like, I was seeing how much of me making a difference and changing so much about myself affected my children. Like, my children were in counseling. Y'all, Molly, I can't the fuck down. I don't know a lot of children's counselor, but I promise y'all, she was really fucking good at her job. And it hurts my feelings that I even have to sue her. But once again, once we get into breaking law and violating my rights and shit, this is something that's out of my hands, and now this is just what it is. But I would never discredit how good she is at her job, and she's amazing at her job. So again, with me having to figure out, like, you know, how to be a good guardian, I had to start, you know, adding like tools and resources, which was counseling and books, and applying the things that I was doing for myself. Like, for me personally, I was unlearning cycles, but for them, I was making sure that the cycles didn't reach them, preventing the cycles from reaching them, for them to continue a cycle that I was ending within myself. And again, these things were manifesting in my children in such beautiful ways. Like, Noah is someone, my boy be upset. He be real upset. But as time went on, he started applying meditation as he started choosing to meditate instead of responding erratically when he wasn't getting his way. And it's like, it's funny because one day he was doing this activity with Molly, and they were going over like decisions based on, I think the scenario was his sisters being too loud while he was sleeping, and he was saying that he could, I can't even remember, but one of them ended in like the door breaking, basically. Him breaking the door. But Noah know that he be mad. Like, he could vividly express like the feelings that he would be feeling in his body when he becomes upset. And he actually, like, you know, this is another activity that he did with Molly, and she was super shocked that he could like bring these things into words. You know, at this time he was like 5. Nonetheless, what I'm the point that I'm getting to was, eventually he started choosing to go, making a conscious decision to go meditate instead of allowing his anger to get the best of him. My child just turned 7. He was already applying this to his life. The same thing with Noelle. Noelle is someone who has very strong, I don't know. She's very independent, but like, it's not in like in a toxic way. It's in a, I can find things. I can if I'm bored, I can find a way to entertain myself. All children do not have that capability, especially not with things like iPads and things like this. But children want attention, but at sometimes they just can't get it. But she is someone who can self-play, and she loves to draw and create things. And like, these were things that we were working on with her, like her being able to just sit with herself and play. And it was a Bingo and Bluey episode. I think the episode called Bingo, when Bluey went off and Bingo ended up having to play by herself. I love the episode. That was the episode that I utilized to teach them about like self play. And with my girl Nevaeh, ooh my goodness, my mama, oh my gosh, I miss my baby. So I miss all my children, but you know they took Nevaeh a while ago. So like, but with Nevaeh, like a lot of things that we were working on with her were like things that I struggled with as a child. I could definitely say that when it comes to Nevaeh, I could see a lot of myself in her from my childhood years. That just know-it-all personality and bossy and things like this. But these are once again things that we were working on with her, and she was doing so great. And again, I love Molly. She was such a huge assistant. She was such a huge assistance when it came to guidance that I needed personally to change how I was showing up as a mom. And it's like these type of things matter to me, and it's like it's annoying that people would be attempting to convince me that I'm a bad mom because of what the fuck y'all seeing online. Y'all don't even know me. Y'all have no idea the steps that I have taken to become the best possible mother for my children, nor how it's manifested in their life before psychopaths got to doing what the fuck psychopaths do. And attempting to blame me for some shit that's not my fault, it's not going to happen when I know how good of a mom I am. Even without the finances. Don't fucking need the finances. And it's not my fault that y'all grew up conditioned to believe that y'all have to work like slaves and dogs in order to be able to do something that simply provide for our children. This is not the truth, and I have proven this. But again, people aren't listening and just have so much to say. Mind your business. Y'all don't know me or my children, or the things that they have experienced, or the things that we have worked through together as guardian and mother, for them to be able to just exist as themselves around me and feel safe with me. And it's just like, y'all have no idea how hard it was for me to create this safe space within myself for my children. It was challenging. It was hard. It took a lot of motherfucking work, and it took a lot of intentionality. Even when me and Eric was not together, I would be noticing things about like our children, things that they're doing, and I would call Eric, or I would text Eric and let him know like, okay, well, today they got into it about whatever. But instead of me having to step in, they actually had a conversation amongst themselves, apologized, figured it out, and kept going. Y'all have like very young children, 5, 6, 7, like these super young ages, and these are already things that they're applying because of repetition, because these are the things that they were learning within the household, because this is how I was showing up with them, because these are the opportunities and the things that they were being exposed to in an environment with me. Like, what are we talking about? And this is not going to make sense to a lot of people, but this is very important, especially when it comes to childhood development. I never wanted to raise my children in the cycles that I was born into, that I had to endure myself. This was the point of breaking the fucking cycle and doing better, and utilizing counseling and therapy and books. And even when they would do the things in counseling, just because they do something in the counselor office doesn't mean that you don't have to keep it up at home. You do. Everything they did in counseling, I laminated and hung up, because I want to keep these things. These are tools. These are reminders. These are things that they can go back and reference when they are choked up, when we are having a challenging time, you know, making the decision, when we are choosing undesirable things, and there's undesirable consequences to our actions. Baby, this is for real life. There's all these consequences to our actions, and they're learning that so young, and I love that for them. And I'm finishing the Conscious Guardian book, and it's just like, I really agree with so much with all of the aspects that she's sharing in this book. And it's like, for a lot of guardians, unfortunately, it's y'all always want to blame the parents for the children for their behavior. But baby, they can only do what the fuck they see, what they learn in their environment. And it's like, until guardians are able to take accountability for their own goddamn actions and how impactful it is on their children, it's not a lot that's going to change. And your children are going to be forced to change in adulthood and do the self-work themselves, because you're not choosing to do it. And that's not fair to our children at all, not even in the slightest, which is why I got it the fuck together. But yeah, I can't wait to get my babies back. And this is definitely why I deserve to have my children. This is definitely why I'm the best guardian for my children. And I've been like this, and I've made these decisions, and I've applied them. And no one can take that away from me. But yeah, some of that. I'm so proud of my babies, just for being my babies. I'm so proud of myself just for showing up.